people, whether it's successful coaches, successful entrepreneurs, successful people in life. Today, I have a very special episode with you guys. Those of you who are on Facebook, those of you who are on YouTube, do comment below. Let me know where you're tuning in from, because today is going to be a very unique episode all about habits and all about how you can directly take these habits, implement in your life, and also start building towards your success. So welcome everybody today. I'm super excited to be here with you guys. And I'm just quickly going to do my checks to make sure everything is working. And again, do comment below. Let me know where you are tuning in from, as it is such a pleasure to be here with you guys. And also, if you guys have any questions, do let me know, comment it below, because at the end, we're going to have a Q&A session as well. But yesterday also, a lot of questions came in, and I'm very eager and excited to be sharing those questions or answering those questions too. But yeah, first of all, just excited to be here with you guys. So just making sure that everything is working properly. Comment below, let me know where you're tuning in from so we can get this party started. So today I was doing some preparations for this call, and I was like, this is actually going to be a lot of fun, because the things that I'm about to share with you guys are so simple. And so like basically, I guess that a lot of you, when you hear these things, you'll be like, I know these things, and I've heard this before. But what is always very important to keep in mind is that it's not about what you know, it's not about what you have heard before. It is about what you implement and what you are actually, on a day-to-day basis, allowing to benefit you in your life. And so that's why I always love to do trainings like these, because for those of you who've seen my lives before or seen our trainings before, it's very simple, it's very much to the point, and it's just something that people can directly take away and implement in your lives, in your businesses, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys for being here. Very, very excited to be here with all of you. So we got Katia in here, we got Deline, Inguna, Ignacio. For those of you who are new on the channel, thank you so much for vibing with us. Thank you very much for being here. So excited to have you guys on. We got Tanya as well from Denmark. Oh yeah, I forgot to say the names. From Argentina, but in Spain now. Beautiful. We got Cape Town in the house. Nice. We got Julia. Hello, how you doing? Misty. Hey, cool to have you here. Pema, also from Spain. Ruby from Houston, Texas. Nice. We got Deline here. Hello, pretty one. Oh, thank you so much. So sweet of you. And we got Toral in the house. Oh, and Katia is from Belgium. By the way, I always love it that I can do these things. I sometimes forget to do it, but we can just, put these things on the screen, and it's so very cool. We're using Texas and United Kingdom. Alrighty, cool. So let's get started. Let's dive into the material straight away. So basically, and again, for those of you who have actually never been on any of my lives before, the way how we're doing it is interactive. So I might ask you guys to comment something below or ask you questions. And the reason for that is threefold. The first reason for it is because if you actively participate and you make notes and all these different things, you will actually retain much more of the information. So you can actually, take this learning away, and you become one with the material much, much faster than perhaps you would have done on, okay, you have the notes here, but it becomes shelf development, which obviously is not beneficial. And the second reason is because it also holds vibration. If I ask you guys to write things down, it will always be positive things, always empowering things. And by you actually writing it down, it will put the positive vibrations out there. It will start the manifestation process, and it can actually help you much better and much faster to reach your results and to manifest or attract the life that you want. And the third reason is because it holds a certain energy when all of us are here together on the same live, learning from one another, sharing with one another, and it makes it a much more fun and, again, much more impactful experience. So I do want to ask you guys to comment things below. So if you guys are ready, comment below and say, let's go, because I'm super excited to be sharing some things with you guys, which is not per se things that I came up with because I'm so cool. No, this is actually things that I've been able to see a lot of people that I've been blessed to work with, a lot of millionaire people that I've been able to work with. I even worked with a billionaire before. And what I actually been able to see is like, what are the habits that they have and that they implement on a day-to-day basis such that they can have success, and not just success as a, one-time successful person, but to actually have sustainable success and to continuously allow themselves to get way more abundance than before they did these habits, but also to find balance in life. And also specifically looking at the questions that some of you guys asked yesterday. A few times a question came up about balance and about being able to manage your time in a way that you're not just working, but also not just doing other things that are not beneficial to your work or to your career or to your business at all, right? And I do want to ask a very quick question, because I always do want to know like who we have in the room and who is here fighting with us. So if you guys can just quickly comment below if you are in business already, or if you're thinking about going to business, because I'm pretty sure if you have followed any of my videos before, or if you are now for the first time tuning in or watching the replay later on, that if you're not yet in business, this video might inspire you to create a business or to start a business on the side, because a lot of the time people have a misconception about business. They think it's difficult. They think it requires a huge budget, or they think that, you know, you have to be some kind of an Einstein before you are able to do this, but nothing is less true. So I want to start off with this positive affirmation, and I want everybody to comment below and say, business is easy. Right? Business is easy. So I see a couple of you are thinking of starting. And we just see on the others, because we have people tuning in on different channels. All right, cool. Very, very nice. Now, the first thing again is business is easy, because what I'm going to be starting off with is general habits for success, habits that you can apply to your life and lifestyle, or to your career, and be able to do way more and get a promotion perhaps in your career, or in your business, or the business that you are about to start, right? And so it is very important to know that for those of you especially that are thinking about business, and quite a lot of you right now, is that business is simple, business is easy, and the core of business is helping people. Now, again, let me ask you a question. How many of you love helping people? Or how many of you have ever had it that people come to you, ask for advice, or, you know, you're just someone who always likes to give, someone who always likes to, you know, help other people out or to make a contribution, right? Because if that is the case, then especially for those of you who are new to business, you have to know that if you can help people, you can make money. 100%, because that's the core of entrepreneurship. Core of entrepreneurship is helping people, is serving people, making a difference. And so today's habits will definitely tie in with that and make it very enjoyable for you to be able to dive into this and to adopt these habits and implement them straight on into your life, so that you actually can start seeing differences. Now, some of you may be wondering what's going on in the background. These are just some remnants of some high-level trainings of our GIC students, and, you know, mapping out their businesses, how you scale up and all that stuff. So don't worry about those things. Those are like advanced stuff. But today we're going to start from the basics, and then we're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper, so that no matter where you are at, that you can find value in this training, and it's something that you can directly implement. So let's go. I see a lot of comments coming in, and nice. And someone saying, have an offline business, starting with a digital business. Business is easy. Yes, 100%. All right. So the first habit that I would like to share with you is actually directly the habit that is the biggest factor towards success. Now, some of you may have joined my challenge before, or webinar, or different trainings, or you're following the channel. If you're not following the channel, by the way, make sure to like or subscribe or whatever, wherever you are, because I'm putting out daily value to inspire people and to just help and share my knowledge and share the things that we have been doing that allowed us to make over 7 figures and, you know, help people all around the world and actually live a freedom lifestyle. So by all means, do like it so that you can stay updated with all this free knowledge. But the first and foremost thing towards achieving success is actually believing in it before it has happened. And again, this may be something that you've heard before. This may be something that you think, oh, yeah, that sounds easy, or that sounds too good to be true. I'm already doing it. But the most important thing is like I said, are you already doing it? And are you seeing results? And if not, then there's always room for improvement. And if you keep an open mind in your life at all times, then it will actually allow you to basically advance always. There's this very beautiful saying by Warren Buffett that is, make sure that when you go to bed a little bit more advanced than when you woke up. And if you do that for the rest of your life, you will always be progressing. So make sure to write this down. I'm not sure if this is exactly the quote, but it's something along these lines. So he says, make sure that you go to bed a little more advanced, or a little more smart, or a little bit more strong, or a little bit more grown than when you woke up. And if you do that every single day, you will grow fantastically in your life, and you see great results in your life and great success, right? And that's a very important thing. But because it is so important to see something before it is there, for instance, if you want to, become financially free, then you need to see it before it has happened. If you want to become the biggest athlete in the world, the best athlete in your sports, then you have to see it before it has happened. If you want to become, the greatest parent and have fantastic relationship with your children and with your spouse and with your family, then you need to see it before it has come to reality. And because that is such an important point, the first habit ties in with that directly. So make sure to write this down. The first habit basically says is that you want to be on a positive flow, right? So comment that below. You want to be on a positive flow. Now, what does that mean, right? It basically means that you want to be in a state of mind and state of heart and state of vibe that is consistently positive. Now, I'm not saying that for all successful people that they're always happy, that nothing ever happens, no challenges in life whatsoever. That's not true. Everybody faces challenges. That's part of life, is the tests of life. And those challenges allow us to grow. But what I'm saying with be on a positive flow, it means that habitually you consistently want to invest in your own positivity. So what does that mean? It means that you want to believe in yourself every single day and remind yourself of your belief in yourself. What can that mean? It can mean positive affirmations that you write down for yourself. Is that I believe in myself. I am special. I am powerful. I can do this, right? If you consistently feed yourself with that every single day, that contributes to the positive flow. The second thing that you can do within this positive flow is consistently remind yourself that you deserve it, right? You deserve abundance. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be successful. You deserve to be healthy and fit, right? Because if you don't feel that you deserve it, you will never approach it. You will never go after it, right? You will never consistently put in the efforts and put in the time for yourself to achieve certain things. So being on that positive flow, first of all, consists of believing in yourself and feeding yourself with positive affirmations. Second of all, reminding yourself that you deserve this. Now, the third part of this positive flow is to be grateful for what you have. Now, I know a lot of people who are watching my videos, you guys practice gratitude. You guys, wake up and write down 5 things that you're grateful for. And before bed, you write down a few things that you're grateful for, or anything along those lines. And you can do it exactly the way how it fits with you. Like there's not one size fits all. Everybody does these things in their own way, right? But gratitude is such a powerful vibe, such a powerful state to be in, is because when you realize that we have so much, we are alive, we have the ability to see or hear or smell or move ourselves or communicate with others or do certain things with technology that allows us to communicate with others or all these different things. Not everybody has that, right? Not everybody has these things. But even if you have less than other people have, you always have something to be grateful for. You always have something to be grateful for, because the biggest thing that you and I and everyone has is our soul, our spirit, our spiritual being. No one can ever take that away from us. And as long as we have that, we can do anything. We can cure anything. We can achieve anything. We can impact anything. So gratitude is the third and so powerful part of being in that positive flow. And then the fourth and last part of at least what I'm sharing today to being in that positive flow is your surrounding. Because on the one hand, it's true that even if you are in a difficult surrounding or surrounded by, circumstances or people that may not always be the most fruitful for your own growth and for your own self-belief, we have a light in ourselves and we can be that beacon that inspires the people around us. However, if we are surrounded by people or in an environment where growth is the norm, where positivity is the norm, where being proud of oneself and of each other and supporting each other is the norm, it makes it so much easier. It makes it so much more enjoyable. And so it is a big part of making it easy and nice to be in that positive flow. So the first thing, and this is about, no matter which entrepreneur you look at, big entrepreneur, no matter which most established world leader you look at, no matter which best parent or whatever it may be, whatever area a person has success in, being on a positive flow allows you to be in a state that you can create results effortlessly. And that's why that is such an important thing. So that was habit number one. Specific habit, or not, maybe less specific habit actually. This is a habit that holds for wanting to get results in any area of life. Now, second big habit that I want to share with you guys right now is what we actually spoke about before. Having that mindset and coupled to that, the actions to always grow. Make sure to write this down. To always grow. Because that's exactly also what Warren Buffett said when he has his quote about make sure that when you go to bed a little bit smarter, a little bit more evolved, a little bit more wise, a little bit more strong than when you woke up. And if you do that every single day, then you are basically set for success, no matter which area you want to be successful in. So always grow. Right? There's a big pitfall that sometimes people think like, I know it all. I know it all. Because nobody knows it all. Right? And the moment we start thinking like, I'm already, established, or already this, already that. When you stop growing, that's when you start dying. So it is very important to actually realize, and my brother posted a very beautiful story about this today on his Instagram. His name is Midun Savage. Make sure to follow him. And he posted that, we are students all our life. And this is something as well that we learned from our dad. We are students all our life. We are people, we are spirits, we are beings that want to grow, that should grow. And it could be that in one area we might know a lot and we might have established a lot. But life is so full of so many different things. And the power, which is the next part that we're going to go into, is actually balance. Right? Say, for instance, and you may know of these people that are so knowledgeable in a particular area, but they are not necessarily the most healthy people. And because they're not necessarily the most healthy people, you can have all the knowledge in the world, but what good is it to you if you can't really enjoy it because you're not healthy, right? Or you have people that have all the wealth in the world, but they are not necessarily as wealthy or as rich in relationship wise. And so you can have all the money in the world, but if you cannot share it with someone, what good is that to you too, right? So what we come to realize, and this is going to be the big habit number 3, is that balance is a big, big key. And so when it comes to point number 2, habit number 2, it is that we will always want to grow. And one big thing that I learned from my parents is that no matter what level you have reached in a particular area or in a multitude of areas, always be respectful. Always be respectful of what other people can share with you. Because even though we may label ourselves as experts, which I'm sure, and I always say we are, there's always room for improvement. There's always room for nuance. There's always room for growing. right? Ty Lopez has this very beautiful saying. He says that if you walk into a room and you're constantly talking, then when you leave that room, you'll be equally as smart as you were when you entered. But if you enter a room and you listen, you will leave the room being smarter than when you entered. And so it's very, very important to realize that even though we know, we can know more, we can learn more, we can grow more. And not just we can learn more from the person who is more established, we can learn from everyone. And if we truly want to grow most effortlessly, we can grow and learn from everyone, regardless of where they are at. And that way, with that true open mind, growing becomes the norm. Respecting everybody, listening. You don't have to take on board everything, but if you are open to it, you might learn things that you never thought you would, right? It's a quote by Abraham Lincoln saying that I learned from everyone I met. Most of the time, I learned what not to do. And that's a beautiful quote. Make sure to write it down. I learned from everyone, every single person I met. Most of the time, I learned what not to do, right? And that's a beautiful thing too. Maybe if you are constantly talking, you can't hear another person's story. But if another person is sharing a story that can actually allow you to prevent yourself from doing something silly, that is wealth of knowledge too. And so always grow. You will see the biggest entrepreneurs, the biggest leaders, the biggest successful people always having an open mind, always learning, always growing, and always investing in your own growth. Some of you may know I recently invested in a big program to learn a particular element of something that I already know, but that I want to perfect. I want to get it to another level, right? Always grow, no matter where you're at, always grow, right? And it's a very, very important thing. But that then brings us to the third one, which is balance, right? Balance. Because if we truly want to live an abundant life, if we truly want to be wealthy in all elements, which means, as Ty Lopez talks about, the good life, make sure to comment it below. Living the good life means you have health, you have wealth, you have love, and you have relationships. Health, wealth, love, and relationships. Very important, very powerful, because have just one and not the other parts, it will make you incomplete, right? If you, again, like if you're most rich person, but you don't have the health, what is that richness going to do to you? How are you going to be able to enjoy it? And if you don't have the relationships, with whom are you going to be able to enjoy it? So the key lies in being balanced. And I know yesterday some of you are talking about, how do I balance my time? How do I focus on certain things? And what do I not focus on, right? Those were questions that were asked yesterday. Now, what is very important in this process, and make sure to write this down, is that you think about what is the current most important goal that I want to achieve. For instance, if you are starting a business, and I know a lot of you are starting a business, then what you will want to do, you want to think, okay, what is the business goal? What is it that I'm, for instance, offering? What is it, for instance, that I'm set to do? My first funnel, for some of you are my students, right? And double down on that. Allow that to flourish. And look at all the things that you are currently doing in your day and see which of these parts are not in alignment with me achieving that goal. Some of you may have heard me say the story or tell the story of Facebook, and how Facebook used to have a number on the wall, right? It was a counter, and that counter said the number of users on the platform. And this was back in the early days, right? They had a number. Perhaps they still have that number, I don't know. But they had this number of people that are on the platform. And whatever came to them in their office and they had to make a decision, they grabbed that and they looked at it, and they always looked back at that number. And they always thought, is taking this decision or making this decision or taking this opportunity, is this going to bring me closer to my goal, which is increasing that number? If yes, I'll do it. If no, I don't do it. And so what you guys all want to do as well is to think, what is my goal? What is my priority right now? And if there are certain things in your daily habits that does not match with that, then it is time to prioritize, and to prioritize with balance. Because I will continuously bring back the balance. And I must honestly say as well is that I have not always had that balance. And even at some points, I still feel, well, I can improve my balance, which is obviously point number two, to always grow, right? Let me give you an example is that, say, for instance, you want to hit a particular business goal. Let's say you're reverse engineering your business and you want to have, say, a target to make 100K within 10 months, for instance, right? And you're doubling down on work and you're continuously working. You're missing out on eating good meals. You're missing out on sleep. You're missing out on going to the gym and all that stuff. And you're consistently working. But at some point, your body's going to say, well, body, we need to rest. Let's go on a strike. And then all of a sudden you go ill. All of a sudden you can't do things no more. And then you are thinking, oh, but I have to work. I have to prioritize that right now. But remember this, write this down. Prioritize with balance. Because it is true, we want to spend most of our time, or better, invest most of our time on growing something. Because in the beginning, even though as a result, at some point, you're living a freedom lifestyle, you have passive income coming in, but in the growth period, you will be putting in more effort. You will have to work harder and smarter and more spirited. But even at that, you still have to have balance. And so you guys may have seen a video that I made a little while ago, which is that, does going to the gym make you more successful? And the answer is yes, it is. And it doesn't necessarily have to be gym. Maybe you like doing yoga from home, or maybe you like to dance, or maybe you like to do another form of exercise. But as long as you look after your health, if you look after your health, then actually you'll have more energy, and therefore you are able to invest your time on your priorities much more efficiently. You get more energy, more productivity, less stress, more excitement because of the great energy. So it is super important, even though, yes, we need to focus on what is our goal, we also need to build in time for us to be able to balance. And that is time for our exercise, time for good, healthy food and drinking water and all that stuff, time for relaxing and being able to have some downtime, and to be able to have time with family and loved ones and friends, and do those things that allow us to recharge and then go back much more powerful than we were able to do that before. And that's why you see, if you look at the habits of the most successful people, they go to the gym very, very often, or they exercise, or they do something that allows them to be able to recharge. Because just like you have to charge your iPhone or whichever other phone you have, you also have to charge yourself. But that being said, a lot of the time people overdo it. They over recharge, they oversleep, they snooze 100,000 times, right? Or they watch Netflix and downtime and more. That is also not balanced. So yes, it is important to take time for the different parts that can allow you to perform in your most optimal state, but don't overdo it. And so, especially for those of you asking, how do I find that balance in my schedule or in my diary? Look at the things that are currently not serving you. And I can mention some things. If you're always watching Netflix, not per se the best thing, unless your business is Netflix related. Or if you're always just playing whatever games on your computer or your phone or whatever, might not be the most useful unless gaming is your industry, right? So it's just looking at what are the things that actually at this moment I can easily factor out a little bit. Not saying no Netflix, not saying no gaming, not saying no relaxed time. No, you need it, but all with balance, right? So that's the third biggest thing. Now, the fourth biggest thing, and this is also, again, something that has to do with balance, but more going towards the entrepreneurial stuff. So comment below, say, we're now going to look at the entrepreneurial habits specifically. And these are money-making habits. These are business scaling habits. There are a couple of habits which are very important to adopt, especially if you're looking to help more people, to make more money, especially right now, right? I don't know how many of you have seen the news, but a lot of countries right now have made more stricter how do you say regulations with regards to lockdown and social distancing, and some businesses have to close down again, and some people are losing jobs once again. So especially right now, being able to know what are the business habits, what are the entrepreneurial habits to put in place, so that you no longer have to be dependent on a job or on just one stream of income, right? These are called the 7 habits of highly successful coaches or entrepreneurs. And this is actually from a book that I wrote, which I wrote last year. Let me just quickly show you guys. Make sure to write this down. So this is from the 7 habits of highly successful coaches. But I wrote this book back in the day specifically for coaches. But the same principles apply to entrepreneurship in general, to any type of business. And these are the things that work today. These are the things that the billion-dollar businesses do, but also the people just starting out, because you want to start out with scale in mind from the beginning. Make sure to write this down. You want to start out with scale in mind from the beginning, right? This is a very important thing to keep in mind. And so I want to share a few habits that are from the book so that you guys can implement this in your life. All right. So the first habit, and let me make it big again just for a second. The first big habit, I'm just quickly going to scroll through. Oh, let me just share my screen because this is not my screen. Bear with me. There we go. I'm going to hide this and bring back the screen. Here we go. So this is from the book. Let me just share this one here. So this one is a very important one, and this exactly ties in with what you guys asked as well yesterday. So make sure to write this down. Habit number 1 is be dominant online, adding massive value. Okay, comment below. Be dominant online, adding massive value. Now, what is this saying and what is this doing and why is this especially powerful today? The reason why this is especially powerful today is because we are now in an era where naturally already everyone is going online, right? People are like, sometimes people said, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but sometimes people say, yeah, at one point we're going to have a zombie breakout, right? And we're going to have a world of the Walking Dead. But then someone said, I saw this in a post like a few years back, right? Saying like, yeah, we already have zombies outside, right? Because everybody's walking like this and they're not looking where, like they're not looking at the streets anymore. They're constantly, on their phones, and they're constantly walking like this, like not really present as a human being. But anyways, we already naturally saw these trends that everybody's going online. And some of you who were at the challenge would have heard me said that, right, this was a stat from 2019, early 2019, and they were saying that 1/3 of all internet consumption is video. Make sure to write this down. 1/3 of all internet consumption is video. So what a lot of people do, and what you guys are doing right now, is watching this video online, on Facebook, right? Or on YouTube. Some of you are on YouTube. And so this is a very big thing, and people are naturally now more going online. Just look at it, right? If you look at big businesses that were around for so long, businesses like Blockbuster, businesses like Toys R Us, they used to be mega corporations, and right now they're gone. Why? Because people went online, and these businesses failed to also go online. They failed to be dominant online, adding massive value. Now, let me share another stat with you. And this is also a stat from 2019. And this is all before Corona. With the coronavirus and lockdown, this is has only grown, right? So write this thing down. 80% of consumers are more likely to take action on your online business offers if they are following you online. All right? So 80% of consumers, that's it. 80% of consumers are more likely to take action on your offers from your online business if they are following you online. So what does this say? What does this tell you that you will want to do? It means that you want to be represented online, right? And yesterday someone asked a question like, should I go on Facebook? Should I go on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, right? And what this thing is saying, and this is something that all the biggest entrepreneurs are doing, the biggest coaches, but also the biggest entrepreneurs, is that you want to be dominant, right? You want to be dominant online. Now, what does dominant mean? Dominant in our sense and in the way how I wrote this book is that you want to be constantly visible in a positive way, constantly visible. So if you think about it, and if you think about the question that someone asked yesterday, it is that actually, if someone's asking, should I be on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitter? The answer is yes, you should be everywhere. You should be on any social platform, because what you want is that whenever someone picks up their phone and they go to one social platform, that you are on all these platforms. So when they go to Facebook, they see you. When they go to Instagram, they see you. When they go on TikTok, they see you. But let's bring it back to balance. Let's bring it back to prioritizing. Do you think that if you're just starting out, you will be able to be everywhere on all social platforms, just like Gary Vee is doing right now? Will you be able to? No, you won't. You won't be able to do that consistently. Because if you think about these mega companies or these big entrepreneurs like Gary Vee or like Tony Robbins that are everywhere, right? If you think about it, they have a massive team following them around with cameras, editing their videos, putting up their content. They're not just a one-man band as most people are if you're just starting out. So regardless of what it is that you're doing, balance needs to always be in the mix. So what it means is that if you're just starting out, you're much better off to pick two platforms, for instance, Facebook and Instagram, and be consistent there. Because write this thing down, consistency is more important than omnipresence. Okay? Consistency is more important than omnipresence. And so what it means is that you will want to be dominant online as much as you can, but you'd rather do it in a consistent way. So if you say, okay, I'm going to start off with Facebook and Instagram, and on Facebook, I'm going to be posting 3 times a week, and on Instagram, I'm going to be posting 2 times a week, and you stay at it, that is much more solid than trying to do everything for 1 week and then stopping because you can't keep up, right? So that is a very important thing. And what I describe in this particular chapter right here is very important to understand in order for you to also be able to A, make sure to write this down, help a lot of people, and B, make a lot of money. Because what was one of the first things I said today on this training, I said that if you can help people, you can make money. If you can help people, you can make money. And that's why this first chapter in this book, and by the way, this book has 7 chapters because there are 7 big habits that every single successful person in business, in running an online freedom lifestyle business, every single successful person, they live by these habits, right? They live by these habits. But right now in this training, I don't have time to go through all of these trainings. But if you have the book, in the book, I basically describe everything in there, right? And you can literally follow it. It's very simple. The way how I write it is like, I don't like to be complicated. I like it to be very, very simple. And actually, I have a question for you guys. How many of you actually would want this book, right? Because this book, it sells on the website normally for $27. But like I said yesterday, I might do something special for you guys in the light of this success habits training. But just comment below, okay? Because I do want to know whether you guys even want this or not. Because in this book, it's like 26 pages, I believe. Everything is outlined step by step. And if you take this book, you can actually allow yourself to easily start living according to these habits too. Because think about it. If you know what the most successful people are doing and you start doing that too, of course, what would it lead to? If you apply with consistency, it would allow you to also build towards a similar lifestyle, what we call a freedom lifestyle. Okay, I see a lot of people saying yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. So what I have decided to do And I'm going to be going into Q&A at the end still, but what I have decided to do is to do something super super special. And again, this is in light of this success habits training. And I was thinking, like, I know from yesterday's questions, a lot of you are so like asking so many different questions and are so eager to learn and really want to get started. And I was just thinking, like, I can I am in a position at the moment that I can do something special for people and I can help more and more people. And it's a great thing to be able to do. And that's why I want to do something ridiculous. But when I say this, it is not going to be there forever. So it does require you to take action. And when you hear what I have done, then you'll be like, what? Why are you even doing this? Because it's crazy. Because like I said, this book normally retails for $27. But what I have decided to do for you guys action takers, is to actually give you this book for only $3. But only for those who are fast. So I have actually put a link inside the description, but I'll also put it in here right now with you guys, where you can grab this book at this link. So it's called Tjibaria.com/habits. And you can grab this book for only $3. And this is like a limited time, limited spaces offer. And it's only for the first fast action takers. So I'm going to be putting the link inside the description as well. And like I said, this book, I wrote it last year. And so many, like all my students, all my high-end students, they all have this book. They all mandatory have to read this book. They all have to go through it and live by the same habits, because this is the basis. This is the basis for being able to go out there and basically set yourself up for success. Because it's like I said before, if you know what the most successful people do as habitually, right? And you start doing the same things, it will help you to also create strong results too, right? So I'm just quickly putting the link in on the page, but you guys can already see it right here as well. It's Tjibaria.com/habits. And again, this is going to be a limited time, limited edition offer. So make sure to grab it fast. Otherwise, you might miss out, and I wouldn't want you to miss out, because I know that if you adopt these habits, it will make a big difference to your business and to your life. All right. Now, coming back to this particular habit, what is very important as well to keep in mind, with the same balance principles there as well, is that you want to be as effectively online as possible, as visible as possible, but in a way that you can consistently do it, in a way that you can allow yourself to stay at it. And why is that so? Why is consistency so important, right? The reasons why it is so important is because basically, as I said all the way in the beginning, helping people is the core of entrepreneurship. Helping people is the core of business. And so if you want to make a difference to people, which is what business is about, you got to be with the people. And I want you guys to write this down. This is also mentioned in the book, and it's also explained to a lot more detail that I will be doing today, is that people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. Make sure to write this down. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And so why is this habit here like this? It's basically because it says you want to be dominant online, adding massive value. And if you do that in a consistent manner, you're adding value all the time. That's how you build a relationship. That's how you will get people to come to you and say, hey, I like this stuff. I like you. I like what it is that you're doing. And so, again, coming back to the questions from yesterday, where a lot of people were asking me, so what do I do when I start out? How many platforms, or what do I need to focus on? Now, the biggest thing that you will want to focus on is building relationship with people, being there with people. And this brings me to another question that is often asked, is like, what kind of business should I go about? Should I start with an affiliate business, or should I start with selling my own things, or should I start with this, or should I start with that? Well, the end answer is that it doesn't really matter which direction you will go. It doesn't really matter whether you build a product-based business, whether you build a service-based business, whether you build a business where you're selling other people's programs as an affiliate. The truth of the matter is that every type of business requires the same amount of energy if you really want to scale it up, which is what this book talks about. If you really want to make a big impact, if you really want to, make millions, become financially free, then any type of business requires the same amount of energy. So what do you then choose? A lot of the time people think like, okay, I don't know where to start. So what I always say, and I want you guys to write this down, is that where do you start? You start with the people. You always start with the people. The people is what it always comes back to. Be with the people, build relationship with the people, and lastly, listen to the people. Listen to what people are saying. Listen to what the market wants, right? That is where the power lies in, that you are able to see what are the problems that people are facing. Because if you are able to solve those problems, if you are able to give tips that can bring them further, that can bring them from A to B, which is another thing that we talk about in the book, it's called the AB principle. Let me go all the way to here, page 16. I want you guys to write this down or take a screenshot, right? Comment here or write this down. For every problem you have overcome, for every skill set that you have, there are at least 1,000 of people, if not tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people, that need you right now. And you don't have to be the biggest expert in the world to be able to do this. You don't have to have the hugest budget in the world to be able to do this. The only thing that matters in business is your ability to help someone from A to B. That is the core of everything. And so if you are at this moment thinking, should I do this, should I do that? Well, the most important thing that I can advise you, and make sure to comment it below, is to build a personal brand. Build a personal brand. Allow people to get to know, like, and trust you, because people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And so if you are there with the people, you're listening to the people, you're adding value constantly, then at some point you will see, hey, this person asked for this, that person asked for this, that person also asked for this. There must be some common problem here. There must be a common demand here. And when you listen to that and you have been adding value and they come to you asking for those questions, then that is the indication that this is something that you can help people with. This is something that you can allow people to take your business to the next level, right? And this is something that in more detail, we're actually going to completely lay out on the event. How many of you are actually coming to the event? So this is the Freedom Lifestyle Accelerator event. It's called FLA, Freedom Lifestyle Accelerator Live. And this event will take place on the 30th of October until the 1st of November. So it's a 3-day live online event where Master Shreya Kashna, my business partner, my mentor, my brother from another mother, and myself will share with people, share with you guys how you can accelerate this journey towards building a freedom lifestyle, right? Towards building a business based on your knowledge, based on your talent. Comment below if you're coming. Let's see, Inguna is coming. Misty says, I will be there. Cool. Now, I have another present today because some of you will know that, because again, today with this video, this training of success habits, I really wanted to make a big difference and I really wanted to help you because you guys have shown that you are interested in this. You have shown that, you're action takers. You want to grow your business. You want to help people. You want to make money. You want to achieve success. That we have decided that for everyone who has been able to grab the book for $3 only, you will also be invited free of charge to the event. And so a big congratulations, because I didn't say that before. This is a total surprise. For those of you who have been able to grab this ebook for $3 only on this link, tjibaria.com/habits, you will also be getting a personal invitation to the event. And so what happens is, for those of you who have grabbed the book, whenever you have gone to messenger, because everything will be sent to you by my bot. That's pretty cool, right? That's my online representative is my team member, my version of me that is always there helping people. And so my bot will send it to you over messenger, but also then a personal invitation will come your way. And the moment that the personal invitation comes your way, make sure to click on it straight away, because that's the only other opportunity for you to be able to get a free ticket. For the rest, we no longer have free tickets. So yeah, big congratulations. And for those of you who have grabbed it, comment below. And I just want to say a big congratulations to you guys. And I see Inguna is coming, Toral is coming, Misty is coming, Melissa is coming, Arrow is coming, Maureen is coming, Julia is coming. Super nice. So excited to be there with you guys and to actually allow you to take your business to the next level. Now, there's one more thing that I want to share in this episode of, you guys being able to take your habits, your success habits to the next level. And that is the following. It is very important to realize that, like we already discussed, that you are able to keep the balance, that you are able to continuously remind yourself of that you believe in yourself, that you are amazing, that you deserve it, and to be in a state of gratitude, and to be in a state where you always will want to grow, where you keep the balance between the different things that you're doing, but you're prioritizing on where you want to build success in. But what is very important with this and with this whole business journey as well, and being able to, to be growing according to the 7 habits of highly successful coaches or entrepreneurs, it is also very important to keep in mind that you want to put your eggs in one basket. Now, comment that below. And this might sound very silly, very strange, but I want you to write it down regardless. Put your eggs in one basket. Now, I know some of you may be thinking like, wasn't the quote the other way around? Wasn't it like, don't put your eggs in one basket? Now, I'll explain to you what I mean by this and why this, at this very moment, is so relevant right now, right? Especially with everything, with lockdown and everything. So, in principle, what all these billionaires say is that don't put your eggs in one basket, right? Whereas I'm saying to you, put your eggs in one basket. Master Sri Akashna, who's the one that I learned this from, he said, put your eggs in one basket, because any one billionaire initially started out by putting their eggs in one basket. So what does this mean? Now, the first thing that I quickly want to say before we wrap this up is the fact that a lot of the time we think that when we have a job or when we have a business, that we are secure. We think that if we have one stream of income, that we are secure. But the past few months have shown us so clearly that that's not the case at all. Because if something happens and that one stream of income is no longer there or no longer there to the fullest, then all of a sudden we live in insecurity. We don't have the money that we used to have. All of a sudden we don't know like what to do. And if you really think about it, write this down. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. An average billionaire has 20 streams of income. Most of the time, passive streams of income. And so what do these billionaires mean when they say don't put your eggs in one basket? What they mean is that you don't want to be silly to just rely on one stream. You want to eventually have multiple streams. In other words, you want to have some eggs here, some eggs there, some eggs there, and you have multiple bags with eggs, right? Multiple streams of income. But you don't get to that point by trying different things at the same time. And that's why Master Sri Akashna said to me, and I'm now sharing with you, to in the beginning, put all your eggs in one basket. Double down on one thing. Focus on one thing. Because if you are focusing on a lot of different things, scattered focus leads to scattered results. You may be thinking, oh, I can do 2 things at the same time, 50% here, 50% there. But guess what? If you do 50 and 50 here, you will get less than 50 and 50 results. You may get 20 and 20. Because scattered focus is scattered energy, is scattered results. So in the beginning, you will want to focus on one thing. You will want to first boost one business, right? Because that will allow you to build it strong until it is a passive stream of income, which is what we're going to be talking about on the event, the Freedom Lifestyle Accelerator event, by the end of this month, right? On the 30th of October, the 31st of October, and the 1st of November. That's where we talk about these types of things. But in the beginning, you double down on one thing. And once that is strong, then you say, hey, now it's time for another basket. Now it's time for another stream of income. And that is how all these millionaires and all these billionaires build multiple streams. But you got to start with one. You cannot have one which is not strong yet and then already go to the next, because scattered focus leads to scattered results. So this is very important to keep in mind. And once again, I'm super, super excited that so many of you are actually coming to the event. Like I said before, the event is no longer free tickets, but like the tickets are still on a great offer. I think the tickets are right now for $9.99. So you can grab a ticket there, or you can grab a gold ticket where you also get Q&A every single day, where you get the VIP access on the Zoom, and you will be able to get the recording of the full 3-day event. That is there too. But like I said, right now, for those of you who managed to grab the ebook for only $3, as long as the offer is there, you will also get a free ticket to the event as well. So I'm super excited to see so many of you there. Ruby's asking, are we able to get a replay on this? Yes, the replay of this video will remain on my page for all of eternity, or on my YouTube channel, but the offer might not be there for long because obviously this is a one-time special offer that I want to do in the light of this training. So we have come to the end of today's session. Let's open up the floor for a few questions or for Q&A, so I can help you guys a little bit more. So do comment below if you have any questions, and then we will go and answer those questions. But I must say that if you're watching this on the watch party, then I will not be able to see your questions. So only if you're here with us on either Facebook or YouTube, then I will be able to see your questions, and I can also publish them to the screen. So do comment below and let me know if you have a particular question right now. And in the meantime, I'm quickly going to scroll through it. So I'm super excited. A lot of you are coming, and a lot of you have managed to grab a book as well. Congratulations. Super, super cool. Mona saying, I love you, Tjibaria. Oh, that is so sweet. You're so sweet, Mona. I love you, Tjibaria. Help, amazing person. Awesome, great jobs. I love you, my beautiful, gorgeous, beautiful friends. Oh, you're so sweet. Mwah. Love you too. You're absolutely amazing. Now, let me just very quickly see. Cheng is saying, thank you for the learnings. You're very, very welcome. Let me just quickly see if I find any more questions. Misty is saying, how to balance job, training, starting own business. I am a caregiver and my clients' lives are in my hands. Okay, so is it correct to say that caregiving is your current job, your current occupation, and then on the side you are learning at the moment, and you are looking to grow your business? Because if that is the case, it really comes down to basically on all the extra hours that you have, whether it is the time after work or whether it's the times in the weekends, to allow those times to be the hustle hours, right? Okay, yes. Yeah, to be the hustle hours, to be the moments where you basically invest in yourself and in your own personal growth. And I must say that can be challenging. That can be a lot to take on your plate, right? And so that's also one of the reasons why we have so many different programs and events and books and educational material to help people to find a simple way, right? A simple way to be able to take your business and your side hustle, which it starts off as, to the next level. Like we have one of our programs called Freedom Lifestyle Creators. By the way, all our FLC students, comment below FLC, so you can maybe connect to one of the FLC students that are currently, learning on the program and launching their business. And a lot of them are actually getting great results already so fast. But one of the reasons why, our education is in such a way that it's easy is because then it is step by step. It literally tells you, okay, you need to start off with this, then you do this, then you do this, and you can map it out in your own time. And what I really recommend is that, first of all, obviously within your job, as I understand, it is it is an important job that you have, and it is a lot of responsibility. So make sure that you have the energy that it requires to be able to do that. So especially that point about balance, being able to look after your diet, being able to have those moments of fitness, or have those moments of looking after yourself by just relaxing, keep those in. Because if you were to neglect those points, then especially having such a responsible job, and on the side you're also building your business, then it's going to be very, very hard. So balance is a very important thing for you. But aside from that, it really comes down to prioritizing and seeing, okay, currently my situation is this. And again, on the event, we go through this in a lot more detail. Currently, your situation is such that you have to, within the spare hours at the end of the day and within the weekends, if you have the time there, uh, hustle, put in that extra time, put in that extra effort and energy, so that you can build it up. And one of the things that we always say to our students, and you see a lot of them are on, we have Misty FLC. Oh, you are FLC. Oh, wow. Then you can go through launch your business in 5 days online. That's easy then. How come I didn't know your name? That's interesting. Are you one of the new students? Anyways, but then you just go through that, right? Because you this is one of the things that we always say, is that we basically want people to build and build and build and build until the business is at a point. And that's why we focus very much on getting money into the business, getting sales by means of delivering and over delivering in value to be able to get money into the business. Because the moment you bring money into the business, then you're able to say, hey, I fire my boss, right? I quit my job, because now there's income coming in from my business. And then when the job no longer is there for you to focus on, then you have more time and all the time to focus on just your business, right? So that's a very, very important thing. All right, cool. Sorry about that. I didn't recognize your name. All right, cool. Any other questions? Let me just quickly see. Mm-mm-mm. That's so awesome. Nice. Answer your question before during the FLC. Oh, that's good then. That's super good. So what specifically for you, just go through the modules like step by step, and then IPA for you. Very, very important. For those of you who are watching this and are not part of our community, IPA allows you to bring in the money. So if you focus on income producing activities and you bring in the money, then step by step, you can either go and work less hours and then focus more on the business, and less hours and then more on the business, until you can fully quit your job, like a lot of our fellow FLC members are doing right now, quitting the jobs. We heard some great news today as well inside the FLC group, which is really, really cool. Toral is saying, needed to have this amazing reminder. Thank you, Tjibaria. I really appreciate it. That's super, super happy to hear that. And Missy saying, thank you, I'm on it. Super nice. And let me just quickly see. Tammy is saying, I'm finding myself getting fearful that it's taking too much time to build my freedom lifestyle, that maybe others will start it first in the meantime. It's a very good point that you're making, but I would really say, don't focus on others. Don't focus on others. One thing that is also very important, and let's all actually affirm that as well. Comment below and say, everything happens for a reason, right? Everything happens for a reason. And so what it means is that what you will want to keep in mind is that you are on your own journey. You are putting in the efforts, you're putting in the work, you are doing the things that are necessary. But when something happens, and how something happens, that is unique to yourself and unique to your own story. And if you compare yourself with other people, and if you compare yourself, with, oh, but this person or that person or someone might take over faster, then it actually switches your focus. That is also why a lot of the time during the FLC calls, one of the things that we talk about is that you want to first of all be in this mindset of gratitude, like what we spoke about before, but also to remember that you are on a unique journey, and you consistently want to flip the switch towards diverting from that positive flow, right? And in these things, you want to also mind your own language, because it could be that you're thinking, oh, I'm fearful. Like, I'm just going to say it as it is. I hope you don't mind. But it could be that you're saying, I'm fearful of this and that. Saying the word fearful actually holds energy. It holds energy that will then get focus, and therefore it will expand. Or a lot of the time, what happens is that people say, I am lost. Don't say that. Focus on the positive. And I'm not saying that there are no challenges, but there's different ways how we can look at it. For instance, there could be a challenge that you are facing right now, and you could be thinking, oh, this is happening to me, and why is this happening to me, and why is this person doing this, or why is that, and why is that person going much faster, or whatever. That would put focus towards the negative, and then we see more evidence of the negative. That's why we say, what you focus on expands. But if instead you are looking at all the good parts that are there, you are looking at the fact that you are part of the minority of this world, that you are actually investing in yourself, that you are taking out the time after having a demanding job to still grow your business and to be part of a community that is there to help you and with the education, right? This is very important to keep in mind, because especially for everybody that's watching, and I think I saw Natalie saying something as well before about, having felt lost, right? What is very important, and I want everybody to keep this in mind, because this is such an important thing, and that's why we share this always during the different calls or during the extra bonus live sessions or on my live sessions here, is that creating your own life, creating your life by design, creating a freedom lifestyle, it's not something that you say right now it's there. It's not like you press a button and boom, you're a millionaire. It is a lifetime journey that you commit to. And so if we understand that, and we basically make the comparison to a computer game, for instance, right? We make the comparison to a computer game. If you're playing a computer game, your goal is to go from A to B, to get to a particular point. And you're not getting there straight away. You have to overcome certain challenges. You have to beat some of the bad guys. You have to collect some of the stars. But the beautiful thing is that there are also checkpoints. And what we sometimes don't realize is that in life we have checkpoints too. In life we too come across certain things that, in our modesty, in our strictness towards ourselves, we sometimes don't even celebrate. The fact, for instance, that you guys are sharing this, like the question that Misty asked, or the question that Tammy asked, or the point about having felt lost that Natalie mentioned, right? The fact that you guys are mentioning this is leading to a conversation that is ultimately beneficial to so many people right now, that can allow many people to positively start thinking, and that you can get advice from, and that you can connect together. And so just that deed already is a positive step. It is a step where you inspire other people. But that's not how we look at it most of the time, right? Most of the time we just think like, oh, that's normal, right? Because we tend to be a little bit strict on ourselves. We tend to be not necessarily looking at all the positive effects of our own deeds. But the thing is this: whenever you go on this journey, remember the habits that I mentioned in the beginning. Be on the positive flow is believe in yourself at all times. Remind yourself of it. If you do something and it doesn't necessarily directly build a result, you're not directly making 10K, you're not directly getting 10 clients on board, you're not directly seeing the leads flow in. You need to consistently remind yourself, I believe in myself. I got this no matter what. And I'm super grateful for you guys actually mentioning these points, because it's easy, right? It's easy for me to say, these are the points. Now go live by these habits. It's easy to think of it, but what is the power of these habits is the fact that you do it with consistency. So have the courage to say to yourself, hey, I'm doing great. Even if you're not yet seeing your results that you want to see, have the courage every day to remind yourself, I got this. I am special. I am unique. I am making a difference. I deserve this. And I'm going to keep on going. I'm grateful for all the milestones that I've already overcome. And I've got a tribe, a family of people online that are here to support me and that are here to say to me, you got this, right? It's very important for you to consistently feed yourself with that positivity, because it's the same thing. Any one person who has achieved anything in any area of life will always say that it was something worth fighting for, or it was something worth working towards. Because if everything came easy in life, then we wouldn't even appreciate it. But what is important is for us to keep on going, no matter what. Things might get hard. I've had it the other day. The other day, we were on a long GIC call, and I shared it with you guys, right? We were on a long GIC call. And guess what happened during the call? And this was the crazy. I'm sharing this with you so that you can also see, like, hey, I face challenges all the time, right? Everyone faces challenges all the time. But guess what happens? I was sitting here, I was writing my notes, I was talking to the students, and we were celebrating something. And one of the students had recently hit 100K result, and we were thinking about how can we include more automation in his business, right? And then at that moment, I guess I celebrated too much. What happened is I hurt my neck. And I was in the call, and it was so strange because I was there, the students were there, and it was like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden I felt in pain. And all the GICs will be able to say this, right? It's a 2-day call. And I was like, no, I'm here with the students right now. I need to keep on going. I can't let them down right now. They're here. They've invested their time to be here on this call. I can't say, oh guys, I'm in pain. So I was like, no, keep going. Now it lasted about 40 minutes to an hour. And at some point I was like, guys, it's a bit funny, but I don't know how it happened. I actually feel a lot of pain right now. Is it okay to pause our call and to continue in the morning? And by the way, at that time, it already was like 3 a.m, UK time. And then we just had a bit of sleep and then we continued. But that was a challenge. That was something that wasn't so smooth. That was something that wasn't so that relaxed, positive flow, right? That was a challenge at the time. And I was like, oh, how do I tell them this, right? Because they're here, we're talking about business, and all of a sudden that happens. And then I was like, no, I just got to be honest. We are all human. We all face challenges. I love my students. They love me. Of course, they'll understand. And so I said it to them honestly and said, hey, right now, I'm in a lot of pain. My pain threshold is high, but I don't know how this happened, but this really is affecting me right now. And it will not allow me to maximally focus on helping you guys in your business. Is it okay for us to just have a little break and then we actually get some sleep in? It's 3 a.m. in the morning. And then tomorrow we wake up and we go and we start fresh. And everybody was like, of course. And they were giving me all these things, like what I should do. Like put a scarf on, get some tea, rest, and all that stuff. So they were so nice, right? And big love to all the GICs. And so, to be honest, that was something where I could have thought, oh, why is this happening? Why is this? Why is that? And focus on the negative. But equally as much as I'm telling you guys to focus on the positive, to be on that positive flow, I also said to myself, I believe in myself. I deserve to have some rest. And I am grateful for having a student group that is so dedicated that we're on the call already for so many hours, but they are also understanding, right? And we are here to help and support each other, right? And so I chose to focus on the positive instead. And they are equally the same. They focus on the positive too. And so what happened is that something that could potentially have formed a big problem in most people's lives, we just said, hey, no, at least we get a bit more sleep then. So we get some sleep. Next day, we went in again. And then we went to the FLC call. And then after the FLC call, we continued again until 4 in the morning or something like that. And so basically, what it comes down to is that nothing is achieved instantly. Rome wasn't built in a day, as the saying goes. And I didn't become an award-winning freedom lifestyle entrepreneur helping people all around the world just like that. There was a lot of work that had to go into it. There was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Well, maybe not blood, but sweat and tears. A lot of moments where I felt insecure. A lot of times that I thought, oh, am I doing the right thing? And that I called up my parents and I said, am I doing the right thing? I quit my PhD. I was 5 months in and I would have become a doctor. How many people would have, continued and gone for the title? But I felt that I wanted to do something else. I wanted to live my purpose. And I'm so blessed that my parents and my family always support me, always help me, no matter what, unconditional love. And that's also why I say the other point, the fourth point of being on a positive flow is that having that supportive surroundings makes it easier. If I was going through those challenges that I went through and I couldn't call my parents, I couldn't ask them for advice, I couldn't get that extra boost to believe in myself, then it would have been so much harder. I can tell you I wouldn't have achieved half of the things that I have achieved if it wasn't for them. And so what does this bring us to? It brings us to the fact that these are the habits. We've all written them down. Some of you will go through the book. These are the habits there. But the power lies in consistently adopting them, consistently implementing them. Even when the times are hard, even when it's hard, we can give ourselves a pat on the back and say, hey, I got this. And even if right now I can't see how fast I'll end on the next checkpoint, doesn't matter because I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything that I've done. I'm grateful for my mistakes because my mistakes made me the way who I am now. That I can live in gratitude, that I can help people, that I can make a difference. And we always, that's the growth habit, right? We always want to achieve better. We always set our goals that allows us to grow. But be grateful of what we have right now. Because if we are grateful, if we celebrate all wins like who, ha, who, if we celebrate the moment right now, it gives us so much more energy that words like fearful, lost, insecure, they just disappear. Because remember this one thing, and this is the thing that we started off with, is the fact that entrepreneurship and business is about serving people. And even though, and I'm saying this to you guys honestly, even though I also have gone through a lot of difficult moments where business wasn't going so well and where it was really, really, really hustling hard, what I did know at those times is that I made a person smile. I made a difference to someone. I made a video that could help someone. And if you make a difference to others, that is what it's all about. And with the positive energy that you give out to others, and it flows back to you to reassure you that you are doing the right thing, you will keep on going, no matter what. Because also at the end of the day, our wealth, our richness does not lie in the materials that we acquire. It lies in the richness of the soul. And what is the richness of the soul? The richness of the soul is our ability to love others and ourselves, to be grateful for others and ourselves, to believe regardless of circumstances. That is our richness, the true wealth. And if you realize true wealth right now, every moment, and also material wealth comes to you much more effortlessly, and the journey towards it becomes enjoyable. So I hope this has helped. And I want you to know, and I want you to comment below is, I got this. I got this. Because you do, right? We go through our own tests of life. We go through our own trials and tribulations. But nothing is there that you cannot handle. Everything happens for a reason. Yeah? So, on that note, I want to say thank you guys so much for vibing with me, for being with me on this call here today, all about success habits. A big congratulations for those of you who were able to grab the book. Again, there's the for those of you who are just tuning in, because I see a lot of people just tuned in just now. There's a book, my 7 habits of highly successful coaches, which are actually also for entrepreneurs, not just coaches. This book normally retails for $27, but right now for you guys only right here, it is for $3 only. And like I said before, the tickets to our event, Freedom Lifestyle Accelerator, at the end of this month with Master Kashna and myself and our amazing team and our amazing students that are coming to help there too, are no longer free. They are selling for $9.99, but for everyone who managed to grab this book for the $3 only, you'll also get a free invitation to come to the event. And I'm looking very, very, very much forward to see you adopt these habits, adopt the learnings that we share on the event, and for everybody to grow and continuously grow, and to also be happy and to do great things. So on that note, I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Oh, no. Yeah, there we go. Thank you guys so much once again. If you thought this video was useful, please feel very free to give it some love. If you think that this could help someone, if you think maybe the words that we shared, the conversation that we've had, oh, that's so sweet of you. Thank you so much, Natalie. Mwah, hoo, ha, hoo. Love you too. And Misty saying thank you so much. You're very, very welcome. Mwah. You guys are all so amazing. But if you think anybody else can benefit from this, anybody else may get courage from listening to these words, from listening to all of our words, listen to our conversation, then please feel very free to hit the share button and to share this and pay it forward and allow more people to also find their habits of being happy, healthy, successful, and live the life by design, and that people can continuously grow. And most importantly, make sure to implement this in your own life so that you too, every single day, just like Warren Buffett says, can go to bed a bit more evolved than when you woke up. And in that way, you're going to continuously grow for the rest of your life. So love you all. Mwah! And I see you guys very soon. Bye.